There's a groundbreaking docuseries revealing the untold human stories and enduring cultural power of heavy metal's most compelling artists. It's called Into the Void. It's going to be on Hulu. And here are the series creators, Jason Eisener and Evan Husney. Evan Husney, am I saying it right?
That's right.
Okay, great. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good,
Well,
good.
I gotta
Good.
let you know, let you in on something. So you're talking to African American Episcopalian hippie back in the 60s and 80s, 70s, excuse me. And I'm in my parents' house and in my basement. My dad called it my pad, but I had everything in there. All of a sudden, he hears something called Iron Man, and he comes down and says, "What the hell is that?"
That's amazing. Wow. That's incredible.
Oh
I
man,
love that.
guys, not only Black Sabbath, but Judas Priest. Yes, I'm going to stop right there. Tell us about the Hulu's 8-part docuseries.
Yeah, I mean, Black Sabbath is still my favorite band of all time. So I'm very jealous of that moment you had back then. But yeah, no, this is very exciting. I mean, Jason and I grew up, huge fans of heavy metal. And I for many reasons shaped who we are to today, like who we are today. I mean, I grew up in deep in the suburbs and often felt pretty alienated by the people around me. And I think discovering metal really gave me that sense of individuality and helped to set me apart from the rest of the pack. And so I'm very grateful for that, and I feel a very extreme loyalty to the genre, and especially to share it with more people. And I think beyond that, metal is a genre that, historically, culturally, is something that's often been, misunderstood or misrepresented or even weaponized in some cases, by other groups. And so, we really wanted to use this show as the opportunity to humanize metal, I guess, for lack of a better term, in the best way possible by really showing, a wide range of different genres and stories, and really only focus on interviewing the people that experience those stories firsthand, just in an effort to get even non-fans to really be able to relate and connect with the music in a deeper way. It's not just screaming about dragons and castles. It actually comes from a very real place, of something uh, of social issues or very personal forms of expression, and so that's what we wanted to do.
Well, Jason, you and I are smiling. Let's hear you. Let's hear.
Yeah, it's true. And yeah, I think like what Evan said, we're very passionate about this the subject matter, and it's been a dream of ours to be able to make the show. It's been something we've been working on for probably 3 years, but have talked about it for even longer. So yeah, it's awesome that we were able to make 8 documentaries about heavy metal, which is crazy that we had to do them all at once. And they're
Yeah.
all coming out at once on Monday, September 22nd. So yeah, it's crazy. But it's been, yeah, a lot of passion, a lot of sweat and tears that went into this show.
You're going to
Mostly
have a
tears,
lot of
but yeah.
70-year-olds watching it. You know it. It's not going to be under.
Yeah,
It's going to be a lot of
That'd be
70-year-olds
awesome.
watching it, man.
I'm excited about that.
That's
Yeah,
great.
for sure. Yeah.
What was it like talking with Ozzy's gone, but what was it like talking with Sharon Osbourne about what's going on?
Yeah, that was an incredible experience. Something that came together right at the end of the whole, process of making the Randy episode. And I can't even imagine the episode without her when we were doing the Randy Road story. And yeah, I flew out to Birmingham within days before Ozzy's last show, and which was, I guess, in July or in early August, and we did the interview. And the Randy Road story, and specifically the circumstances around his tragic passing, is something that's really lived on and grown into, I guess, heavy metal lore at this point. And it's something that we've heard in other capacities and other forms of media, but it kind of exists in our mind as almost this very abstract, um, you know, uh, dark side of, for lack of a better term, rock and roll story. But to be able to hear that story, and I've never really heard Sharon tell this story in such vivid detail, almost reliving the tragedy and the horror of that circumstance. And that to me was, as just a fan sitting as another human being across another human being on the other side of that camera, and having her relive that, just colorized that story in such a way that I'd never felt or experienced it before. And so I think that's, I think for a lot of people, when they do think about Randy and his passing, it is, like I was saying, in an abstract sense. And this, I think, really grounds it and puts it, on the ground, and, for people to be able to really understand the loss that went into that, and how traumatizing it was for, all the other people who were there that day. So very heavy experience, but also so grateful to Sharon for sitting down with us and telling and sharing that story. It was just a wild experience too, as a fan, of course.
Jason, which one is your favorite episode?
Oh, that's tough to say. I love them all. But I really love the episode about this band called Enemy, and this other episode on this band called Death, and its creator Death Schuldiner, who that's probably the one I'm probably most emotionally connected with. It was the first episode that we shot, and it was kind of, I felt, it was our entryway into creating the show, and just getting to spend time with Chuck's family, his sister, his nephew, and Chuck's father, and I guess when we spent time with them and heard Chuck's story about how he was dealing with having a brain tumor, and at a very young age, and how tragic that was for his family, and how much he really wanted to continue to create music, and even through his battles with over his health, he still continued to try and create art, and that was very inspiring. And just his family were so open to us, and they gave us photo albums and all their family home videos, and you'd see footage, Chuck of, on stage when he's performing in front of thousands of people, and he's so powerful and intense. And then you watch his family home footage, and he's decorating a Christmas tree, and doing an Easter egg hunt with his family. And it just, oh man, it just makes you feel so much for him, and relate to him. That was very special.
Yeah, it definitely puts a different spin on, the godfather of, Florida death metal, is the guy who, wears Christmas sweaters and, likes to, do the decorating for the stockings and stuff, so yeah.
It's amazing.
I've been speaking with Evan and Jason. We are talking about Into the Void. It's on Hulu. What you guys don't realize is they're just reincarnated hippies way back in the 70s who came out with this documentary. Guys, again, I'm loving every minute of this, because to be honest with you, I see you guys are 70, 69, 70 guys. That's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
And when you start talking about
highest...
and when
that's
you start
awesome.
Yeah, I'm serious. And when you talk about heavy metal, all I think about today is how it's reincarnated in goth.
Right, yeah. When I'm with Evan, he is that's the music is all from the 70s. It's just I feel like that's just too. And late 60s. And all the comic books he reads are from almost 100 years ago. So
I told you they were reincarnated, guys. I told you.
yeah That's the highest compliment, to me. If there was a time machine, I'd be jumping in there and going, and I'd gladly leave the things we have right now for that experience. So
you're not the only one. Trust me, you're not the only one. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Into the Void on Hulu. You're never going to age. You're never going to age, guys. Never.
I hope so.
I hope that's true. I'm feeling it. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Take care.